What is up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Ghost Productions. Today, we are going to talk about how to do a local recording, basically how to start up a YouTube channel. What are you going to need for hardware? What are you going to need for software? And basically, the ins and outs of how do you set up a channel. So why don't we're going to do a little bit of review real quick. And we'll switch over to here. So last time we talked about 3 tiers of video broadcasting. If you want to do, a gaming channel, a channel about, cooking, or any type of channel you want, that you want to do video broadcasting on the internet for. Could be anything. There's really 3 tiers that I see when we talk about video broadcasting. Last episode we talked about Tier 1 is local recording, which we're going to talk about, which is a YouTube channel. Tier 2 is a live stream, which, Twitch, Ustream, that sort of thing. And then Tier 3 is, audio mixing, basically. How to do Skype calls for call-ins, break music, etc. So, we're going to talk today about YouTube. YouTube. So, when we talk about a YouTube channel, I think the first thing you really need to wrap your head around is the context. A lot of the times we usually think content. You gotta make sure your content's good, make sure it's good quality, and that's true. But nowadays, with so much content out there on the internet, I think it's like we're producing, since beginning of mankind to 2000 something, we're creating that much content within 48 hours now. It's some crazy statistic like that. So with all that content, you got to think of the context surrounding that content. Because really, the objective of you starting up this channel is that you want people to watch it. So when we talk about context, it's kind of like your niche. What makes you different? With context, it's really hard to find context for, let's say, for a gaming example, Call of Duty. A lot of people play Call of Duty. So what are you going to be able to do when you make your channel for a Call of Duty? How are you going to make it different? How are you going to cause people to say, dude, this guy, he does Call of Duty, but he does it in kind of a different way than everybody else. And it's really fun. It's really interesting. That's what we mean by context. So StarCraft is another example. How do you make yourself different with everybody playing StarCraft? Day 9 is a perfect example of that. Along with that, Dodger, for example, she's another big YouTuber. Her niche, her context for her content is news and reviews and her opinion on what's going on within the gaming community and gaming environment. So that's one thing that that's really the primary thing you need to think about before you start creating your channel is what type of content you're going to put up there, and then what's the context surrounding that content. So something to look into, something to consider before you even start looking at hardware, software, and all that. So jumping into hardware. Hardware is basically the content creator. This is the stuff you're going to use to create whatever you're creating. So if you're doing, I use gaming examples, but this could be really for anything. So let's say you really enjoy dog sitting. You enjoy watching dogs. Going over people's houses, making sure the dog's okay, walking them, feeding them, playing with them. Creating a channel surrounding that, with content. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Yeah, but let's roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. For creating something like that, you don't need a whole lot in regards to content. Now, honestly, for that type of example, if you're going mobile and you're going over to people's houses and stuff, really all you need is an iPhone, or an Android device. A smartphone with a camera on it. Maybe use the earpiece for the mic to get a better signal. But that's pretty much all you need. If you're doing something like this where you're sitting down and you're producing videos, you need a little bit more than that. What I like to say is with a PC, depending upon the type of PC you have, you don't need that great, like you don't need a super kick butt PC. I would focus, if you're going to build a PC, I would focus more on the processor than anything. Processor and probably graphics. I'm thinking more processor though. Just because with the encoding of what you're recording, that's going to be huge. The processor is going to be huge. Recording anything takes up a lot of processing power. So definitely recommend that. So yeah, I'm not too picky as far as with PC stuff. If you do want to do a 2 PC setup when we go into the streaming episode, it gets a little different. So I'll talk about specifics on what hardware you need to consider for a PC. I'll talk about that in the live stream episode. But really, all you need is a PC. And the 3 main things you need to focus on as far as hardware is a webcam, a mic, and then lighting, surprisingly. So the webcam that I use is this one, Logitech HD Pro webcam C920. If you go to Logitech's site, it's $100. If you go to Amazon, it's $75. It's really small, actually, to be completely honest with you. Like this is my phone. It's probably I can't. There we go. Let's do it this way. It's probably about that wide. It's smaller than an iPhone. I would say it's about two-thirds size of an iPhone is what I would say. It's pretty small. It does have a mic within it. However, I don't recommend that, just because of the quality of the audio. It's not that great. Now, it might be a little fuzzy here. I don't know if it's fuzzy. When I'm throwing the index split, apparently the camera's a little fuzzy. But if you throw it into like Skype or something, you can really tell that the 1080p quality is really good. So definitely would recommend getting an HD webcam, because that's really where, if you wanted to do like a podcast or something and upload to YouTube, you could. But with YouTube, it's video. So you really need to invest in a really good webcam. $75. If you already have a PC, $75 for a webcam. That's another thing you got to consider is the pricing point. What's your pricing point? Maybe you don't get a 1080p webcam. Maybe you just do 720. A 720p webcam. It's all dependent upon your budget, but definitely do your research. That's what I use. Now for a mic, one thing I want to say about microphones, I have the microphone that I'm using. I'm using this. This is coming through a mixer because it's got an XLR cable. This is a Shure microphone by Shure, Shure. The microphone I use for Skype calls is a Yeti, a blue microphone Yeti. Here, I can show you the. Sorry if you get seasick. This guy. Now, the reason why, let's put you back there. The reason why I got it was because of the mute button. I have a lot of interruptions. People coming in, if you see me looking this way, I'm usually talking to somebody because there's an interruption. So I like having the option to mute the mic. The only thing that I have an issue with the Blue Yeti is that it is extremely sensitive. Like extremely sensitive. So if you have a noisy household, or if you have a room that's not really that soundproof like mine is, mine's not really soundproof, it picks up a lot of stuff. Like even the fan on the PCs, it'll pick up. So that's one thing you got to look into. I did have the Snowball from Blue Microphone. That actually does a really better job at not being as sensitive, surprisingly. Um, so I would definitely look into that. Now it doesn't have a mute button, but it's still a really good mic. And as far as a microphone goes, I'm not that picky. Just get a microphone that actually has some decent quality. Um, so when I say high quality, I don't necessarily mean sensitivity, um, but a decent mic. Don't get, buck 98 mic. You're gonna want to invest at least, you know, 40 something dollars in it. Lighting. I do not have any spots. Day 9 does. Dodger does. JP McDaniel does. I don't. Um, for me, I just don't. I don't have the money, so for me, it's not that big of an investment. But I do have a lot of hi hats here, so the lighting's pretty good at full blast. But that is something you need to consider. If your room's dark, you might want to consider either getting like a lamp or just get a spotlight or something. You need something to brighten up the room. Um, Windows is another concern. Make sure you have curtains to block out windows, because if, for example, hold on, let me show you. So like this is an example of curtains up and the blinds aren't down. So you can tell, face is very washed out, um, and you got a lot of light coming in from this direction. So definitely want to look at lighting as far as hardware goes. So really, with the content creation, definitely recommend getting a high quality webcam. Definitely recommend getting a mic, or even like a headset with a mic if you have that. Just make sure, the one thing that drives me nuts um, is make sure it doesn't rub up against your cheek or your hair if you have long hair. Um, just because it's really distracting, really really distracting. Make sure with a mic, what you want is you want it to come through clear. You want it to come through clear, and you don't want anything extra going on with it. So yeah, that's content creation. Now, with software, there's two things with software. You have capturing and you have editing. Capturing is, okay, you create the content with the mic, with the webcam, going into the PC, you got your lighting. Now, capturing that is what's going to be interesting. There's several versions. If you have Windows Movie Maker is a good example that you can use. It's free, and you can capture stuff, and you can also use it as an editor if you want. For those of you who are the Apple guys, yay Apple. I'm a hybrid. I have PC and Apple, so I'm not biased. iMovie is great. I mean, seriously, you click import video, capture it right there, boom, ready to go. XSplit and OBS. Let's talk about XSplit and OBS. If you ever want to get into live streaming, and let's back up a bit, because one thing, backing up a bit to mics, the blue microphone that I have, that's really sensitive. If you like that sort of thing, do not get this microphone. The mistake that I made, if you're looking at doing a 2 PC setup, look at getting the Yeti Pro. Reason being is the Yeti Pro has an XLR output. By XLR output, I mean, I can't really show you, but by an XLR output is you can stick it into a mixer if you want. That is one thing I really regret not getting. So highly recommend you get that if you're going to do a 2 PC setup. With XSplit and OBS, what XSplit and OBS allows you to do is, if you ever want to get into live streaming, this will allow you to do that. And you can also do local recordings on everything. So a lot of people are like, do OBS, and then other people are like, XSplit rocks. I use XSplit. I do have the premium version. Premium version is $60 for 2 years, I think, something like that. $30 a year, pretty much. Uh, OBS, everybody loves because it's free. So if you do have a money issue, definitely recommend it. Now, I haven't downloaded OBS in a while, but from what I gathered with OBS doesn't have, it doesn't, like, as far as the aesthetics and the feel of it, it doesn't attract, it's not attractive to me. As a pure functionality wise, it works. It's kind of like, Reddit versus Twitter. You know, Reddit's functional, it works, but it doesn't look really good. Twitter looks amazing, you know, from a aesthetic standpoint, as opposed to Reddit. So that's kind of like the thing, the way that I go. XSplit is free. So what's this Gamecaster thing? Sorry, I'm like a squirrel. I have it's a lightweight window for streaming from PC. Huh. When will it be released? February 18th. Interesting. I have no idea what the difference is between broadcaster and gamecaster. Huh, interesting. Sorry, really got distracted. Actually, it might be Gamecaster is for games. Might be. Interesting. I shall do a review when it comes out February 18th or February 8th, whatever it was. But yeah, what I would argue is just Google Open Broadcaster OBS versus XSplit. Look at the reviews and see what people say. I'm really not like tied to one platform versus the other. I just chose XSplit because that's what everybody else is doing. It's what Day9 uses, what JP McDaniel uses. So that's what I'm using. It's pretty much, that's the only reason why I use XSplit. I really don't know. I really haven't compared the two, just because I'm not a fan of switching over stuff and getting stuff, downloading extra stuff on my computer. But definitely, look into that. As far as with capturing content, one thing. One thing I did forget to do was talk about. Well, no. Depending upon how you capture stuff. If you're doing iMovie or Movie Maker, it probably comes up with a webcam and the microphone. If you want to do something where you actually want to capture what's on the screen while you're recording, like what I'm doing right now with the webcam's here, and then up over here, right there, is the oh my word, the other screen. You're gonna need to use XSplit or OBS for that. I don't think iMovie or Movie Maker does that, unless you want to piece it together, separately, which I don't recommend. But that's one thing you need to use with XSplit or OBS. Another thing is 2 monitors. Highly recommend getting 2 monitors just for functionality's sake, but also for capturing sake. So, for example, I've got this monitor with XSplit on, then I got this monitor with the Notepad dock up. So that way you're able to capture it. So if you're already doing one PC, definitely recommend that. If you have one monitor, what you can do is, should I show that now? Can't really show that now, can I? Yeah, I'll show it now. One thing that XSplit has, I don't know if OBS has this, but if you are running a, oh, you can't see it, bugger. Can I do this? Nope, I didn't want to do that. Crap. It's changing over the server. Hold on. No, that's not it. Okay. All right. So, actually, let me switch over. I'll go back to this side. Basically, what XSplit has is it allows you to hide a screen region. So if you have XSplit, if you have one monitor and you have the XSplit window, what you can do is you can do live recording, and then whatever's on the monitor, it doesn't show the XSplit window. It actually hides it. It's really sneaky that way. Let me just Google and see. Screen hide screen region XSplit. Yeah. So if you go to general settings underneath the XSplit broadcaster, it says hide from screen region, and that will allow you to hide the XSplit broadcaster. If you have one monitor and you can't get a second monitor, that's what you can do. Now content edit. Let's go to content editing. For content editing, for me, I don't like to do that much editing. I like to do when I do capturing stuff and I do a video, I don't like to do multiple takes. It forces me to just roll with it and just keep going rather than trying to make it perfect. If you try to make stuff perfect, you're never going to get anything out. You're just not. But if you just roll with it, it not only does it train you to adapt and be flexible and make improvements along the way, but it also makes it more real. You know, it's not like it doesn't feel fake, if that makes sense. So with software with content editing, Windows Movie Maker is a good editor, iMovie is a good editor. YouTube surprisingly has decent editing stuff. So this is my upload stuff. We're going to go to, let's do Skyrim Part 2. If you click Enhancements, they've got some interesting stuff. They actually have stabilization, which is kind of cool. They have, lighting, color adjustments. I don't do much with this, but it is interesting. They've got filters. They've got special effects. Oh, dude, you can blur faces. That's cool. What I primarily use it for is if I gather. All right, so let's say, for instance, role play videos that I capture from JP's stream. Little things I find really funny. I will upload it to here, do it as a unlisted video, and then I'll trim it to the amount that I want. So I wanted only a minute of thing out of the 30-minute video. I'll click trim, make mental note of the times, and then trim it to there. So it's a good editor in that regard. Annotations, I haven't messed with annotations much, but you can add an annotation. Captions, that sort of thing. So YouTube does have a basic editing capability. Excuse me. So YouTube does have basic editing capability if you don't want to download Windows Movie Maker or use iMovie. Still recommend using something like Movie Maker or iMovie if you have it. Go ahead and use it. But yeah, the only thing that I would trim, like the things that I try to trim is if I go do a local recording, I have my splash screen up and it's there for like 3 minutes, I'll trim that down. But other than that, I try not to trim or edit a lot. So that's what you can use for content editing. As far as the one thing I didn't think about today is how do you do is actually giving you a live demo of how to capture stuff. Actually, what I'll do is I'll save that for next Friday. Next Friday, what I'll do is we'll take everything that we have here and I'll walk through the XSplit side of things and how do you set up XSplit for local recording and stuff. So I'll do that. I'll make a mental note of that. and we'll do that for next Friday. So actually, we're going to be doing that for dual PC. So when we talk about streaming is probably going to be a two-part thing. I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll see. But streaming is going to be a two-part thing. So we'll go through that. But finally, let's talk about community interaction. Webcam's blocking it, but let's see here. Can we do this? We'll just do max and then where's it blocking it? There we go. Okay. With community interaction, a lot of your interaction is going to be on your YouTube comments. So being able to interact with who's viewing your channel is pretty fundamental if you want to actually have a voice and actually if you're just creating a video and you're not interacting with people who are watching your video, it's kind of pointless, to be completely honest with you. If you want people to come back, you want to be able to retain people, retain your viewership, you need to be able to interact with them. So what a lot of people do is they do a combination of their YouTube channel and their Twitter and a Twitter account. That's one thing with YouTube that's nice. I'll show you here is if you would do, where is it? Let me go to the one that's being processed. Edit. Can I do it here? Yeah. So one thing that's neat is you can share on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. If you don't have like a fan page or something like that, I would definitely recommend getting one. And with your YouTube stuff, Google's really stupid and they automatically give you a Google+ thing. So what I would do is I would definitely leverage Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Since YouTube offers sharing capability for all that. So what they'll allow is it'll allow your Twitter following to know when you've posted a video, and you can set the settings for what you want to alert them to. But being able to interact with them on both Twitter, on Google+, and on Facebook is really key if you really want to make this, a successful channel. And with that, there comes the principle that I like to call the give, ask principle. And the give, ask principle is really providing content for free, providing content that's interesting, that's fun, maybe not necessarily directly related to your channel, but it draws people in and it causes people, it's either provides entertainment to the person, it provides a utility, or it provides a way of escape. So what do I mean by that? What I'm providing right now with this video is utility. I'm helping you, hopefully, helping you be able to start up your own YouTube channel. That's a utility that I'm providing. Entertainment is my D&D channel, my D&D show, not channel, show. That's on my channel. Dungeons and Dragons for, it's to be able to provide entertainment, for people to enjoy. Escapism, immersing you in the world of Skyrim is an example of escapism. Allowing people to be able to just forget everything that's happening during the day and just sit down and immerse yourself in a world. D&D does that as well. So it's kind of a dual purpose, entertainment and escapism. And that's really, you can provide all that on one channel, which is really cool. Entertainment-wise, what I like to do is I love roleplay. I love JP McDaniel's channel. And by the way, as a side note, if you really, definitely subscribe to his stuff. Definitely check him out. Hit me, JP. His stuff is really funny and really good. But his interactions with In Control, for example. In Control's, stuff is hysterical on roleplay. So as a way of entertainment, I provide clips that I find funny that I like to go back and watch, and I provide that on my channel. And hopefully, people who relate to that find it funny. They visit my channel and they say, "Oh, he's got D&D stuff as well. Oh, he's got Skyrim stuff. Let's check that out." That's an example of give, 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 ask. Now with the ask part, now that's part of the give part. With the ask, monetization. I do not recommend monetizing your videos. The reason why I say that is I recommend do not monetize 99% of your videos. The most annoying thing ever are advertisements and pop-ups and that sort of thing. That drives me insane. So for the good portion of my videos, I do not monetize. Now stuff like D&D, where it doesn't come up as much, but it's a really big show that I'm trying to push, I'll monetize that. But everything else, Ghost Productions, Carrots and Coffee, I Screwed Up, Skyrim, what's another example? You know, the D&D, you know, roleplay videos with In Control and stuff. That stuff, I don't monetize because I want to be able to give that to you. Not only to give back to you as, you know, community member and give you something that you guys enjoy, but also, you know, I don't want to ask a lot. I don't want to expect anything in return. With Twitch, I have a donation thing. I don't expect you guys to donate. It's there if you want, but I don't expect it. You know, I'd rather you guys watch the channel than give money. That's just my opinion. I really don't care if you give money or not. I'd rather have you guys watch the channel, enjoy it, and come back for more. So those are some examples of the give, 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 ask principle. With community interaction, that kind of ties into that. So with YouTube comments, interact with your people. Even if it's a negative comment, interact with them. Be like, hey, you know, I didn't realize, you know, for me, feedback from last episode. You know, I had 2 people say, hey, yo, your audio was really low. Could barely understand you, had to crank up the volume. It's a negative feedback. It's critique. I'm like, okay, thank you for letting me know. I'll definitely, you know, edit that and make sure that next time it doesn't happen. If that was really crazy, I would take it offline, crank up the volume in an editor, and then upload it. But I'm a little lazy in that regard, and honestly, I just don't want to do that. But that's an example. Being able to interact, having the combination of Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Google Plus, you should be able to interact with community members. I have Vine in there just as a random thing. If you like Vine videos and you make them, they're like 6-second videos, you know, put them up on YouTube. You know, have it as a way of escape or, you know, entertainment value. It's 6 seconds. So it's easy to click a 6-second video, watch it, and then go on with your life. Another thing to also think about is be extremely grateful for your subscribers, for your followers on both Twitter, Vine, Google+, YouTube, whatever. Because think about it. You have people that take time out of their day, and depending upon how long your video is, my videos are long. They're like 30 minutes to an hour long. And people watch them. Like they sit down, sit their butt down in front of the computer, and they take time to watch 30 minutes of a video that I made. I would have never thought that somebody would do that. Complete total stranger does that. So if you think about it in that way, that ought to make you extremely grateful and extremely thankful that they would take time out of their day, which these days time is money. Time is the most valuable thing you can have, and they're taking time to watch your video. So definitely interact with them. Definitely thank them. You know, do shout outs. Do shout out videos, you know, for them. If they're on Twitter, shoot them an email. Thank them for their following you on Twitter. And if it's the same account on, if you can, link it to YouTube, thank them for following you on YouTube. So yeah, definitely be grateful if you do have subscribers and you do have viewers, and definitely interact with them. Because really the goal for your channel is not only to have fun, but to retain your followership. In order to retain your followership, you have to give them stuff, and you have to interact with them. So yeah, so that's community interaction. That's the essence of starting up a YouTube channel and what you need to start up a YouTube channel. As far as, let me think here. As far as the nuts and bolts, I'm going to, with the live stream section of this, the tier 2, we're going to spend a lot of time on that. It's going to be at least 2 episodes, if not 3 episodes. Reason being is, I'm actually going to show you the guts of both computers, and I'm going to show you where everything is hooked up, and I'm going to show you how that all is combined. And that's going to be a hardware episode, and then we're going to go into the software episode of how you link everything software-wise with audio, video, and capturing. So it's going to be pretty extensive series, but this is sort of just getting your feet wet with starting up a YouTube channel and that sort of thing. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I really wanted to say to you guys. I'm trying to think. I'm sure it'll come to me. But if you have any questions on this portion, please ask. Please ask. Because I know I haven't touched everything. I'm sure I'm missing something. But hopefully this helps. Hopefully it's, something that you guys can use. If you enjoy it, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. And hopefully the mic volume was to your liking. I was definitely trying to get the volume cranked up, so hopefully that worked. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time out of your day for watching. And definitely let me know what you guys think. Always looking for feedback. So I hope you all have a great week, rest of the week, great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, see you guys. Gotta switch over. Switch over, go to splash screen, and yeah. But yeah. Oh, by the way, drink more coffee, eat more carrots.